and suddenly there was just one. I have to bring you the sad news and inform you that Nina has dropped out of the experiment. Not fully, but sort of, in some ways. G'day, I'm Mark from Self-Sufficient Me, and this is Self-Sufficient Me 2, my second channel. If you've got here and you didn't realise that I had another channel, my main channel is called Self-Sufficient Me. So go there and check it out as well, because if you like this content, you might enjoy that too. Yes, sadly Nina, if you remember at the beginning of this experiment, eating food for 21 days, only what we can grow from our own garden, she was ill from the beginning, and that's sort of come back. She's at home again, and of course it's not worth your health if you're trying to get over something, and I think she's done a stellar effort. She's gone over 2 weeks eating only what we can grow, which is limited in winter here at this time of year. But essentially it's not worth pushing the boundaries that much. As much of a stellar effort that Nina did put in, she really needed a proper balanced diet, and for her, she loves her protein, and she actually really does need good sources of protein, and that's why I've been letting her have all the chicken eggs. At the moment, the chickens aren't laying that much, maximum 4 eggs a day, usually around 3 eggs a day. So Nina's been getting them, and I've just been eating the fruit and veg from our property. Now, the plus side, I start to get the eggs when she can have some chicken or other meats like the boys are eating. And you know, it's not like she's going to just be eating junk food or anything. Of course, she's still going to be eating food from here. She's just going to be supplementing it with a piece of protein that's probably bought from the store. Speaking about Nina, several of you have asked if she could make a cameo in the final video and give her thoughts on this experience and experiment. And I nearly combined those two words together. Wouldn't have that been sensational? I could have maybe made a new word and gone into the Oxford Dictionary, gone famous or something. Yeah, as if I could create words. Yeah, so she is going to do a cameo. I had a chat to her last night after reading several comments. I'll just put my back into the wind here because it's hitting the mic. See that trick? Little trick there for videographers. And she reluctantly said, yeah, okay, I'll have a go. I'll nurse her through it. She's not comfortable in front of camera or anything like that, but she's been on a few times throughout my videos, and I reckon she does a great job, and I think she's quite cinematic, if I do say so myself. So yeah, she will make a cameo in that final video, you know, a few seconds here or there, giving us her thoughts on the experience. And she said, well, what do you want me to say? And I said, look, I just want you to be honest and frank. And she said, sometimes people don't like honest and frank. I said, yeah, but I don't care. I want you to be honest and frank about the experience so that, you know, people get an authentic sort of idea of what it was like from her perspective, because it's obviously slightly different to mine. As much as she was all in on it, her experience is still going to be different to mine. So I have access to eggs again, and they are absolutely delicious. A few people have asked, will you get sick of eggs? And maybe if we had a whole heap of eggs being laid. We do have duck eggs, by the way, too, but a lot of the times the duck eggs get a little spoilt because I'm trying to get her to sit on them. I want her to lay some ducklings for us, so we leave them in the nest, and yeah, they're not a good idea to start eating spoiled duck eggs. Duck eggs themselves are a bit rich for me to begin with. I don't enjoy eating them. They're not bad in cooking. They're not like in cakes and stuff, but they're not great for me personally eating them, you know, just cooked up like chicken eggs. I much prefer the taste of chicken eggs. Duck eggs are a little bit too earthy and that, but I'd eat them if I really had to. But like I said, I want to use them for hatching ducklings out, and since she hasn't been sitting on them, I've been collecting the duck eggs and been very tempted to start eating them, but I've collected them and I'm going to incubate them, and I'll be doing a video on that as well. But yeah, I'll be making ducklings rather than eating the duck eggs. So eggs are a shortage. If we had heaps of chickens and eggs weren't a shortage, perhaps I would have been getting sick of them by now. I'm not sure, maybe not. And that's part of this experiment. And these are the things that I will be sharing in that final video. Those small things that you miss when you're kind of deprived in a way. Plenty of food, it's like water everywhere, but not a drop to drink in a way, because you sort of get tired of similar foods and not having other ways to prepare them. For example, the use of flour. Like you could use flour, for example, to make deep fried squash flowers or deep fried zucchini. You can use flour to thicken things up, and there's other things that you can use. We've got corn kernels that have been dried, but when I try to grind them in a coffee grinder, because I don't have my mill yet, I have actually ordered a mill. But because I don't have a mill and it's still coming, it's amazing this COVID thing has sucked out all the assets online, all those sort of self-sufficient type assets that people now are getting interested in. I love it, and I'm glad that I have to wait for a mill, because I can't remember the store just off the top of my head. They get them from Europe. They're in high demand. Once the COVID thing hit, everybody just bought them all out of their online store of all the different types of mills, and they've got about a dozen different types and different levels. I got one in around the middle because I'm not going to use it a whole heap. I'm just going to be using it randomly, and so he suggested a certain type, a medium type one for me. But the good thing about a mill, as opposed to me doing it the bodgy way in a coffee grinder, which can be done in small batches, is that your coffee grinder can blow up if you're not careful because you're overusing it, and a coffee grinder just can't grind it into a flour like a mill can, like a mini mill with stones in it. That's the type of really fine flour that's actually more useful for this type of scenario when you want to make breads or other types of refined carbs. That is probably doing me good at the moment not to eat. That's why I'm losing a few pounds, not going hungry, but losing weight because I'm not eating a lot of refined junk, to be honest. If I had that and was more prepared, I'd be able to have more options and make more things out of the vegetables that I grow, instead of eating them kind of as they are, boiled up or fried up and stir fried and a sauce added here or there. It's getting fairly bland. And yeah, sure, there's probably plenty of you who have different ideas and have more experience than I do in eating a vegetarian type diet, and different ways that you can make foods without other accessories too. I just don't have those skills just yet, but I am learning several of them, and I will share some of those recipes too on this channel here, more so than my main channel, because I can do them a lot easier like this. And that brings me on to another point, and some people have been asking, where's the recipes, where's some more shots of what you've been eating and all that type of thing. Well, a lot of it isn't that interesting. I have been taking quite a lot of video behind the scenes and shots behind the scenes, and I do intend to knock up quite a few rustic type recipes. But what I'm waiting for is my main website, my blog website, to get a bit of a revamp. I've done our forum and I'm still working on that, but it's essentially just about finished, and it's looking really good, and it's making it easier for people to find and share and create information on that forum and ask questions and that type of thing. selfsufficientculture.com. Got a new logo and everything, so that's all sweet. Now my main blog, I think it's looking pretty tired, a bit unprofessional, because I did it mostly all myself, the website stuff, but I haven't got time to do the admin anymore for the website, and to correct a lot of the faults that are on there, and to also get things in the right places so that people can find information much easier, share information, find information, and I can then link my videos to certain bits of information. For example, if I do a video on a recipe here, I can also give extra points and a written type recipe on my main website and point to that from the video, from the YouTube video, so that people, if they wanted more information, can easily go there and then easily seek that information and use it. I need to get that done on the main website and sorted. That's going to probably take a few weeks, and then I can start putting more content on this second channel here, and also reviews, so recipes, reviews, and other types of even short videos that I can then share on my website. That's the whole main intent. So in summary, that's about where I'm at the moment. Nina, she is still on the experiment. I haven't kicked her off because she's been sick and she can't now eat only from the backyard. She's still part of it. It's just that for this last few days, she's going to be able to supplement her diet with some proper proteins from outside of the property so that she can get better, because that is a main priority, and none of these silly experiments that I conduct should put anyone in any harm, and I wouldn't even let myself in harm anyway. It just so happens that this experiment is doing me a heck of a lot of good. I haven't felt this good for a long time. I've been porking up way too much because I've been sitting down too much, doing a lot of content, and not enough work outside, not enough actual normal exercise as well. And this is going to kickstart, like I said in the first couple of videos, it's going to kickstart me again and get me back into running. Tennis starts up next Monday because the COVID thing is dying down here, so that's going to be great. And yeah, looking forward to another new start and being a little bit healthier, all because of this experiment that I conducted. And yeah, let's just leave it at that, because I don't want to spill too much more. But I think the video coming up, I'm going to be looking forward to it and seeing what you guys think of it, because there's going to be a heap of good pointers packed in and lessons learned. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.